Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about something I haven't talked about before on this channel, and that is creepypastas. Now, for the most part, I love creepypastas. In fact, my favorite one is Pen Pal. If you haven't read it or heard it already, I highly suggest it. It is pretty long, so I suggest doing it on somewhere or some time where you have maybe you're bored or something. You can search that up on YouTube. But for the most part, I do love creepypastas. And in fact, I have like this little crappy collage of I wrote on a paper. I it's like squares, and I write just bands I like, and in fact, or just in general what I really like. And on the top is a creepypasta, is a just a word, and a couple creepypastas I do enjoy. For example, Pen Pal 1999 and Candle Cove. But of course, with the good, there's also the bad part of creepypastas. And for these really awful written, just overall bad creepypastas, some of these stories get so popular. For example, probably the best example I can think of is Jeff the Killer. Now, my first creepypasta channel I've really gotten into was Mr. Creepypasta. Um, and he did do the Jeff the Killer story, and he just made it sound so good. When in fact, when I wrote it, read it, when I read it, it was so horrible. It was just horrible, and that's how you know a good creepypasta reader can really take a bad story and make it good. Um, Another example is Sonic.exe and Sonic.exe Round 2. Oh man. It's just I just don't see how these stories get popular. I mean, they're they have they're constant uh tense swaps. Um what else? Bad grammar, bad spelling, and just a horrible plot altogether. Yes, I know creepypastas aren't meant to be real, but at least if you're gonna do it with a if you're gonna try to do it realistically, please just try more, just try harder, because these stories I've been reading are just god awful. Now, there is a if you damn it, I forgot the channel of it, but they do have a show it's called Bad Creepypasta. I highly recommend watching it. It's probably one of the more entertaining I guess shows on YouTube. I highly recommend it, and I do watch it pretty much every single day. But I guess they explain it or read. They read Bad Creepypastas, and they say what they think about it, and just some of the creepypastas they read, it's just awful. I mean, Jeff the Killer, highly popular and like one of the most popular creepypastas out there. Um, Sonic.exe, another popular one. Um, oh, don't even get me started on these spin-offs. These spin-offs are, oh man, these spin-offs are just let's see. We have Jeff the Killer. Not only is that, in my opinion, probably the most awful creepypasta of all time. It has all these damn spin-offs that are created from these. I'm sorry for you emails out there who watch my channel, but yeah, you guys. Well, for the most part, you guys write these horrible spin-offs. Jane the Killer, Nina the Killer, Jeff is back. Uh, Jeff, Jeff the Killer versus Slender Man. Jeff the Killer versus Michael Myers. Really? Is that the best you can come up with? Oh man. But I just don't see how these just awful creepypastas just burst into the mainstream. And some of these are like, for example, Sonic.exe, I believe it was round two, was moved to the Troll Pasta wiki, which it deservedly so, which it deserves, because it's just awful. It's really awful. And not to mention the author is such so full of himself. But I'm not gonna get into that. I really ain't really am not gonna get into that. But yeah, but that does not mean that there isn't good creepypastas out there. There are very well made creepypastas out there, and that's why for the most part I do love these creepypastas. And that doesn't mean mainstream creepypastas aren't bad after all. Because there are some really great creepypastas that are mainstream. 1999 and Pen Pal are great examples. I do highly recommend reading 1999. It's a really good creepypasta. Uh, but yeah, these it's that I don't know. I really don't. I was gonna say something, kind of that would probably improve the writing of these new creepypastas, but there's just no fixing this. These fanboys slash fangirls are still gonna write their crappy spin-offs of a Jeff the Killer story. It's just no stopping it. But yeah, that was my thoughts on creepy pastas. For the most part, it is good. Uh, Creepypastas are kind of a internet urban legend that really brings you into the story. It really entertains you. It really, in at sometimes can frighten you. But then again, Clockwork, Jeff the Killer, Sonic.exe, Laughing Jack, I was Jack. Yeah. See you later. Oh, and happy late Thanksgiving. If you get to see this, this is actually recorded a day after Thanksgiving, so happy late Thanksgiving.